People tend to develop their own biases. Biases. What's going on, everybody? This is Mike from MJD Photography. Welcome to my channel. I'm so excited to finally get this thing going. It's been a long time coming, but we are finally here. So what you can expect from this channel is just a variety of different videos. Everything from behind the scenes, equipment reviews, tips, tricks, answering questions, and just general vlogging content. It's my hope that this channel provides a little something for everybody, whether you're a novice and you're just beginning, or you have a little skin in the game and you've been doing this a while. And without further ado, we're gonna get into this first video right now. We're not gonna waste any time. We're gonna jump right into it. So I think this is the #1 question that every photographer gets asked, and that's, what type of gear do you use? Now, I think the gear just depends on the person. People tend to develop their own biases as to why they use this, why they use that. For me, when I started photography, I went with whatever was cheapest at the time. And at the time, that's when they sold cameras at Walmart. I think I bought mine at. They had the entry-level Nikon right next to the entry-level Canon. And the Canon was 600 bucks and the Nikon was 500 bucks. So that's how the love story between me and Nikon got started. It was just a little cheaper. So what I'm gonna show you today is what I carry on a day-to-day basis in my camera bag and take on most jobs with me. So to get started, my main shooter I'm actually filming this video on, that's gonna be the Nikon D850. It's a full frame model. It's a beast of a camera. I primarily shoot still images, and it's exceptional for that, but it also allows me to work on some video stuff. It shoots 4K at 30 frames and 1080p at 60 frames. So it's not gonna give you the 120 frames that some of the other models do, like Sony and Canon can achieve, but it's perfect for me. After that, I have my Nikon D610. It was my daily shooter for a long time and now has become my backup camera. So any job that I go on, I typically bring 2 cameras. I've never personally experienced having my primary camera go out or break or whatever cameras can do while you're out on a job, but I've heard horror stories about it and I never want to experience that. So I always recommend having 2 camera bodies on you when you go to do a job. We'll get into the lenses. This lens I'm about to show you what was my primary lens. Like, it was on my body about 90% of the time. That was until it broke. Man, when I tell you this thing broke and I had nightmares, like I said, I never had a camera break, but this is the first time I had almost anything break. This is a Nikon 24-70 2.8 aperture, and this was my guy right here. I use this for everything. I used it for, like, a lot of the stuff you see, you'll see on my website or on my Instagram feed was shot with this bad boy right here. And now look at it. This thing is donezo. I was out on the job. I was actually doing a real estate job, which I don't do often, but I was doing a real estate job, and I had this on a tripod, and my tripod wasn't secure enough, or one of the legs was unbalanced. So I bumped into the tripod and it was like slow motion after that. It was and man, when I say I wanted to cry when I saw it happen, but the clients were there, so I kind of had to hold it together, but inside I was boiling. So was my daily shooter, was on my camera, like I said, about 90% of the time. This thing is so versatile. I've shot events, sports, fashion, headshots. I've kind of have done it all with this lens. So this was, you know, a tough thing to lose. Second favorite lens that I use the other part of the time that the 24-70 isn't on there is my 70-200. So this is the Tamron f2.8 70-200. I use this primarily for headshots, beauty photography, and if I'm out shooting sports or concerts or stuff, something where I gotta get real close, but I can't be as close, that's what I'm using this for. And one thing about all my lenses, all my lenses I bought secondhand. So that's OfferUp, eBay, KEH, photographer friends. This one I actually got from a photographer friend. And he held me down on this one. He upgraded and gave me this, and so he upgraded and I upgraded. This is that lens you don't know you need until you get it. So that's what this was for me. So I was very excited to get this, and like I said, if I'm not shooting with the 24-70, I'm shooting with the 70-200. I also keep a film camera in my bag. This is a Minolta SRT 101. I've picked up film relatively late. I started shooting in 2012. It's 2021 now. And I didn't pick up film until 2020. Coronavirus had just really started going crazy in Arizona, so we had to stay at home orders, and I needed something to kind of keep me creative and keep me going, and film was that. Just seeing the type of images that are produced from film cameras, medium format or 35mm, and I was intrigued by that. So I bought this also secondhand from someone I met on Instagram, and yeah, he shipped it down, and I kind of just been going crazy with it. But this is something that kind of just challenges me and also keeps me creative. So I always keep this on me and grab a couple film shots after I'm done shooting and getting the shots that I need. So like I said, that 24-70 was my baby. I was using that like 90% of the time until it broke. I had a backup lens. I used the Sigma 24-135, I think it is. And it was okay, but it wasn't as sharp, and it wasn't really giving me the same vibe as the 24-70. So my wife, being the amazing person that she is, replaced my 24-70, and not only replaced it, but she upgraded me. This one is same thing, 24-70 f2.8, but this one has the vibration reduction, which I didn't have in the previous lens. So that's gonna allow me to do a lot more just with this lens with that vibration reduction. So upgrade, shout out to my wife. I appreciate you. She held me down on this one. I haven't even opened this yet. You can see it's still in the box. This is like brand new, and I can't wait to get this open and put it on my camera, because I'm gonna go crazy with this one. So there is that 24-70. Thanks, boo. I appreciate you. These are just the main things that I use on a day-to-day basis. Like I said, I have the two camera bodies, 24-70 and 70-200. I own under lenses like an 85mm prime, 35 prime. I have two 50mm primes, one 1.4 and one's a 1.8. Now those are ones that I used almost religiously before I got the 24-70. But now that I have that 24-70, I don't find myself using those as much. But those are something that beforehand going into a shoot, like I'm gonna need that 50, or I'm gonna need that 85. 85 produces, 85 is probably my third favorite lens after the 70-200 and the 24-70, just because I can use that for headshots as well. Creates a nice bokeh. You get that nice buttery blur behind your subject. So that's something that I love too. So there are other things that I keep in my bag, and maybe I'll do another video talking about everything that's in my bag, but like lens cloths, speed light, tether cords, microphones, SD cards, XQD cards, just other miscellaneous things that I keep in my bag. And like I said, maybe I'll do another video going more in depth for that. It's so important to actually know how to use your camera than to have the newest or the most expensive model. I was never able to afford the newest or the most expensive camera model, or the newest or most expensive lens, or the lenses that people that I looked up to had. But what that allowed me to do was just to be very appreciative of the gear that I did have, and it allowed me to really focus on refining my skills and actually learning how to use the camera. So when I upgraded, I just hit the ground running. Like, I already knew what all the functions were. I knew what the buttons were, and I knew how to manipulate the image and get exactly what I want. You'd be doing yourself a disservice by shooting on auto on some of these cameras, because the technology that they're putting in them are so amazing. But to really be able to know how to use it and achieve the results that you want to achieve, there's nothing better than that. So that's it for today's video. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. Like I said, this was my first one, and hopefully there was something that you found informational or valuable. If there's one thing I can have you take away from this video, that is to prioritize your skills over your gear. I know this was a gear video, but I wouldn't be the photographer I am. A lot of friends of mine wouldn't be the creatives and the photographers that they are if they didn't put the work in on the front end and actually learn the skills and learn how to use their camera prior to investing in some of those more expensive models. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in. If you haven't already, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit that bell as well so we can keep you up to date on everything MJD Photography. There's gonna be a lot more videos just like this one and hopefully some different ones as well. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.